Welcome everyone. This is Yvonne Davis and David Steele of the Rocky Mountain Compassionate Communication Network. We're here for another day of Unleash Your Creativity, a blending of Nonviolent Communication by Marshall Rosenberg and The Artist's Way by Julie Cameron. So today we're in week 6, which is recovering a sense of abundance. And I think David has some things he would like to say about abundance.
Well, so 2 videos ago, I asked you to do an assignment, which was to to provide a visual sense of what your perfect day would be. Mm-hmm. So I'm just wondering how that exercise went, what you came up with.
Well, since it was a very short amount of time to do such an in-depth exercise, what I did was I came up with a couple of things. One was to create a list of like luxuries, because that's one of the things that Cameron talks about in week 6. And then I also, for my artist date, I played around with some images from Pinterest and some vision boards. And I was focusing specifically on 2 aspects of my perfect day. One was how I wake up in the morning. I really enjoy waking up naturally without an alarm, just relaxing with a hot cup of coffee and doing some journaling and some reading. So that's how I like to start my day. And also I talked a little bit about how I stimulate ideas for my novels.
So what was the impact of doing that exercise? Did it have an impact on you?
Yes, I think it did, because one of the major impacts it had on me was that it made life feel more fun. Mm-hmm. And also it kind of widened, like it expanded my idea of what was possible. Before, I just, I love to wake up that way, just wake up naturally and have a cup of coffee, relax, journal, read. I do that pretty much every morning. But this expanded it. I started to think about like, oh wow, it doesn't just have to be in my apartment. I could go places, I could travel. So I started to envision all the different places I could go and things I could do.
All right. So having more fun than having life be more fun. Mm-hmm. What was the impact of that? What did that do for your day, or for the rest of your day, your evening?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it stimulates some different emotions, and also it meets different needs. So, for example, meeting needs for fun and play, like opening my mind to possibilities, abundance, gratitude. Gratitude was a big one, yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to elucidate a formula. I haven't exactly elucidated a formula yet in this whole program. So to enjoy abundance, you need a sense of what abundance is. Okay. To enjoy abundance, you need a sense of what abundance is. And so by doing a specific exercise that draws you into that field of abundance and gives you a tangible sense of what it is, then you have that in your body. And once you have that in your body, then you can let go of the container, whether it's the getting up, the coffee, the wandering through Pinterest. And you can start to wonder what other sorts of experiences can bring that well-being, or even in some experiences that you have, can you see the abundance in them? Like, for example, a few minutes ago, I took a nice hot shower. Mm-hmm. To me, having hot running water is a luxury. It makes me like aware that I'm in an abundant universe. Mm-hmm. You know, there are places in the world where people have to walk 5 miles and carry water back. And so kind of what the formula is when you're clear on your intention, which we did in an earlier segment, you get your identity, your sense of safety, your identity, and then out of that you have power. It grounds your being, and then you set intention, and then look at core limiting beliefs. And what did we work on last week? I'm forgetting.
There was integrity and possibility.
Oh, integrity, yeah, and then getting into integrity with yourself. This is a brilliantly constructed program. And then the field of possibilities, what's possible. So now we're in abundance. And so in order to invite those possibilities, they're possibilities. We don't know how they're going to form yet. So when we bring that spirit of abundance into our body by anchoring with a time when we felt that abundance, then that increases our capacity to bring that same spirit to other things that we do. Marshall Rosenberg, the founder of NVC, said that when we think that a specific need has to be met in a specific way, that for me to feel good, a certain thing has to happen. We take an abundant world and make it very scarce, because then my well-being depends on that external locus of control and what's happening in the world around me. When I carry that sense of abundance within me, then I see that in the world around me. And then it can, manifest in a hot shower, and the fact I can go to Starbucks and get a cup of coffee and tell jokes to the staff while I'm there, sit down with Yvonne and make these videos. And so I find abundance everywhere because I know what abundance is, because I'm carrying it within me, and it's not limited to the packaging. It can be a green bow or a blue bow, or just sitting in a grocery bag, but the treasure inside is still treasure. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
That's my wrap.
Okay.
And I'm going to drink some more coffee.
Okay.
Living in an abundant world.
Okay. And I'm curious, since you had given me that little exercise, and I did the best I could with it in the time that I had. So what's your feedback on that?
Well, let me talk a little bit more about the subtext of that exercise. Because when we do an exercise like that, often the parts of us that object surface. So, how can I enjoy my abundant life when there are starving people in Africa? Or, some family member, I have a family member in jail. How dare I enjoy my life because they're so miserable? Or, my parents really struggle. It would just be rude to them. It would be dishonoring them if I had ease in my life. Many, many ways. And we can't ignore those things. That's why just affirmations by themselves don't work, because we have to listen to those voices inside of us and understand them. And so doing an exercise like that often flushes these voices to the surface. And rather than sending them away, what we want to do is invite them in for a cup of tea and get to know them and have them feel included, so that they get to be part of the experience of abundance. I came up, I'm usually ignored, I'm invited in for tea. Abundance. And so they know what abundance is. So that's how it works.
Okay. So can we maybe invite one of those parts of myself to tea?
Sure. Let me look at my clock, because I'm on a time frame today, and I got to drink my coffee.
Okay.
But I don't have to drink my coffee, but I do have to look at my clock. I don't have to look at my clock either. Maybe. We have about 6 or 7 minutes before I have to go to another appointment. We're going to talk about time management later. So what did you have in mind about inviting a part in? Did a part come up? So authenticity is really, really important. It's not about going through the motions. It's not about checking off the boxes, filling out the forms. It's about dancing with the life that emerges within us. So.
Yeah, I think so. But I'm almost wondering if to really give this part of myself, you know, like if we're really
Right.
going to invite this part to tea and have it feel welcome, that we should make some space for it.
Yeah, that's a whole video by itself. That
Yeah.
could easily be a 20-minute video.
Yeah.
So why don't we just call this one good intro to the world of abundance, although we're into the third one, and then we'll carry on
Okay.
with the actual demonstration.
Okay, that
All right.
sounds good. All right, so hopefully, I think for me, the greatest takeaway from this video was what Marshall Rosenberg said, that,
Right.
and you talked about that too, like that we carry the abundance inside of us, and it's not actually outside of us.
Right.
Now we usually have it backwards.
Right.
And so he said that, Marshall Rosenberg said that when you think that a need has to be met in a specific way, then you take an abundant universe, woo, so abundant, you make it scarce because you're going to force it into this one way. You can only meet your needs in this one way. Oh, that's so sad. So we are going to try to do it the way that gives us the power inside, instead of giving it to things outside of us. We're gonna grow the abundance inside of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what happens is then we do give it to things around us. We give them abundance.
Yeah. Right.
Because we are abundance.
Right.
All right.
Okay. All righty. Well, then that brings it to a close today. So if you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe to this channel. Share on your social media with friends and family. And also click like to this video. Ring the bell for notifications. And if you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comment box below. And we will see you tomorrow.